Arabic nouns have endings to show their functions in a sentence. Just like us, when we go to office, bank, or factory for work, we have work clothes or uniforms. When we go for formal functions like weddings, walimas, or reception, we dress accordingly. When we are at home, we wear different clothes, and when we retire for the night to sleep, we put on sleeping nightwear. In short, we dress according to what the occasion or function demands. Similarly, the nouns have different endings to show their function in a sentence. It can be a subject, nominative case, or marfū ending. It can be an object of a verb, accusative case, or mansūb ending, or it can be a possessor of a thing or come after a preposition, or an adverb, genitive case, or majrūr ending. Now, I just want you to focus on the Arabic terminology marfū, mansūb, majrūr. Repeat after me. Marfū, mansūb, and majrūr. So marfū,
مرفوع
mansūb,
منصوب
and majrūr.
مجرور.
So I like to use a science example. Like all matter around us, all elements around us, all things that exist around us, physical objects, can be in one of three forms. They may be a solid, a liquid, or a gas. Similarly, Arabic words in the Arabic language can be marfu, mansub, or majrur. So these are grammatical states. Just like real life objects have physical states to them, either being a solid, a liquid, or a gas, think of that as an example. Words can either be marfu', they can be mansūb, or they can be majrūr. Now, in an ideal world, we would prefer if all marfu' words end with a dhamma, with a pesh. It can be one or two depending on whether that word is ma'rifah or nakira, as we just learned in the previous lesson. So if you look at the first line here, what's the similarity between all of these words? Al-kitabu, kitabun, Muhammadun, al-babu, babun. Saber, what's the similarity between
It's
all of these?
they end either in a dhamma or dhammatain.
Yeah, so they're basically ending in a dhamma. Ending in a dhamma means they are marfu'. Let's use a different color now. Jubair, what can you tell me about the second line of words?
They all end in fatha or fathatain as well.
Yeah, so al-kitaba, kitaban, Muhammadan, al-baba, or baban. All of them are ending in a fatha, which means they are in this state, mansūb state. Ibrahim, now, can you tell me what's happening in the last line?
ending in kasra.
Yeah, so al-kitabi, kitabin, Muhammadin, al-babi, and babin. All of these ending in a kasra, in other words, they are majrūr. When the last letter of a noun has a dhamma, it is said to be marfu'. ذهب محمد حامد طالب مجتهد آمنة بنت جميلة. All of these words are what we call marfu'. So all of those words are marfu' because they end in a dhamma. Then the next line, as you can guess, they all end in a fatha this time. So you got Muhammadan, Dularan, Muhammadan. All of these examples are said to be mansūb because they end in a fatha. Fatha. And then the last line, they are all majrūr because they end in a kasra. Muhammadin, as-sariri, yawmin, shahrin. These words that are highlighted are all majrūr because they end in a kasra. So, Mumin, can you summarize this lesson for us? What do you understand by these terms? Marfū, mansūb, and majrūr.
So when a word ends in a dhamma, the word is marfū.
So you should describe it the opposite way round. That
Mm-hmm.
if a word is marfū, it should end with a dhamma.
Should, yeah, okay. And if a word is mansūb, it should end with a fatha, and if a word is majrūr, it should end in a kasra.
Jubair, if I say to you a word is mansūb, what do you expect to see on the last letter?
I would expect to see fatha or fathatain.
Ibrahim, if I say to you this word is majrūr, what do you expect to see on its last letter?
كسرة.
And Sabir, if I say to you a word is marfū, what do you expect to see on the last letter?
الضمة.
Dhamma. Now, do you think all words in the Arabic dictionary conform to this rule? Who thinks it's as simple as that? That every word follows that rule?
No.
Surely there's an exception.
So, for example, you got the word Muhammadun, ذهب محمد, رأيت محمدا, هذا كتاب محمد. What can we say about the word Muhammad? It's quite easy going, isn't he? He doesn't mind. Want to give him a dhamma? Give him a dhamma. Want to give him a fatha? Give him a fatha. Want to give him a kasra? Give him a kasra. Man don't care. Yeah, he's happy. Happy, just getting on with life, not causing any problems. What happens if we bring Musa to the picture? ذهب موسى إلى السوق. رأيت موسى في السوق. هذا كتاب موسى. What's Musa doing now?
It's always a fatha.
Musa says, I don't care about the rules. I ain't changing. So imagine a kid who goes to school and says, I'm not wearing the uniform. so basically,
Very smart.
you get some words which don't conform to the standard. Ibrahim, your name, Ibrahim. How do you think Ibrahim behaves? Ibrahim, how do you think you behave? Let's put Ibrahim in the sentences. ذهب إبراهيم إلى السوق. رأيت إبراهيم في السوق. هذا كتاب إبراهيم. What did Ibrahim do? Did he listen when he was marfu? ذهب إبراهيم إلى السوق. Yeah, he listened. He had a dhamma. Did he listen in the mansūb? رأيت إبراهيم في السوق. Yeah, he listened. Did he listen when he was majrūr? هذا كتاب إبراهيم.
No.
No. So Ibrahim is that kind of word. He doesn't like to be kasra. Ibrahim, did you know that about yourself, Ibrahim? That you don't like kasra?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm the same. Yusuf is the same as well. Doesn't we're in the same group, from the same family. We don't like kasra. So does that make sense to you guys? Depending on the type of word, different words behave differently. Jubair, even though Musa didn't like changing, or Ibrahim changed sometimes but didn't change down here, does that change the actual state?
Yes, wouldn't it?
Mumin, what do you think?
No, I don't think so. It's still marfū.
Yeah, so the state doesn't change. The state is a state. Ideally, the state prefers for you to have the dhamma when it's marfū. Mansūb likes if you could have a fatha, that would be nice. Majrūr likes if you could have a kasra. But we acknowledge that not all words are going to conform. It doesn't change the state. We just have to accept, we have to learn, okay, if, for example, if we put Ibrahim here, he's going to end in a fatha. So we say that, okay, Ibrahim is majrūr, but how does he behave when he's majrūr? He behaves by having a fatha on his last letter. That's when it becomes confusing. That's when Arabic grammar becomes confusing. That's when you really have to know your grammar. Because just by looking at dhamma, fatha, and kasra doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't tell you actually anything grammatically. You have to know what is marfū, and you have to know how different words behave when they are marfū. You have to know what is mansūb first of all, and then you have to also learn how different types of words behave when they are mansūb. You have to learn majrūr, and you have to learn how do different types of words behave when they are majrūr. It's just like learning about solids, liquids, and gases, and that's why I use that example. Do all solids look exactly identical? Do they all look the same? Do all liquids look and feel the same? Do they all share the exact same properties?
No.
But does that change the fact that it's a liquid?
No.
Or does that change the fact that two different types of solids are solid?
No.
Or two different gases are gases, even though they look different? So we have a certain perception of what a solid should look like. We have a certain idea of what a liquid should look like and what a gas should appear like. But within those states, you have loads and loads of different types of materials. So if you kind of think of that example and use it as a comparison for words in Arabic, you got these grammatical states, they govern the sentence. So you have a sentence, you have a structure of a sentence. So, for example, if I say Daraba Zaydun Amran, that means Zayd hit Amr. If I say Daraba Amran Zaydun, it still means Zayd hit Amr, because we find out who's doing the hitting by looking at the last letter. Whoever is doing an action ends in a dhamma, it's marfū, and whoever is action is being done upon ends in a fatha because it's mansūb. So in Arabic, you have the flexibility. You can say daraba zaydun amran, or you can swap it. You can say daraba amran zaydun. It still mean the same thing. Still mean Zayd hit Amr, as long as you keep intact the ending of the word. You can't do this in English. If I say Zayd hit Amr, if I swap Zayd and Amr over, it now means Amr hit Zayd. So English is limited. You don't have that flexibility. In Surah Baqarah, Allah says, with regards to إِذِ ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ إِذِ ابْتَلَى, when he tested. Then Ibrahim's name is mentioned first, then his Lord, Rabbuhu, is mentioned afterwards. But if you look at the harakat, إِذْ ibtala, when he tested, Ibrahima is got a fatha. The testing is being done on him. Rabbuhu, the Rabb word has a dhamma, it's marfū. That means his Lord is the one doing the action. Where if you didn't know Arabic and you didn't know grammar, you would incorrectly translate that verse of the Quran, and Na'uz billah, you'd say that Ibrahim tested his Lord, because that's what it looks like in the order of the words if it was in English. So do you understand how important grammar is? You know, in the verse of wudu in Surah Ma'idah, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, إذا قمتم إلى الصلاة فاغسلوا وجوهكم وأيديكم إلى المرافق وامسحوا برؤوسكم وأرجلكم إلى الكعبين. So Allah says, "O you who believe and you stand for salah, wash your faces and your hands up to your elbows, do masa of your heads and your feet. So, and your feet, if you join it to the word masa, it would be read as arjulikum with a kasra. If you read it with a fatha, it's not joined on masa, it's joined on ghusl, washing. So one haraka can make a massive difference. What difference can happen in that verse if you don't read the harakat correctly? Instead of saying wash your feet, you translate it as wipe your feet, do masa over your feet. What do we do in wudu? Do we do masa over the feet or do we wash our feet?
Wash.
We wash our feet. So that has to be read as arju lakum with a fatha because it's connected to the word washing. So like this, can you see how important it is to understand marfū, mansūb, majrūr, and what words should end with and how they end? One haraka difference makes a massive difference in the Arabic language.